Stand ready. Summoning is complete.
Lots of APM spam here by 120. Same for Happy, but for some reasons I don't hear the APM spam by Happy. Okay, now I hear it again. Alright, so 1-0 versus Happy. We are on Concealed Hill, and 1-0 here is opening with the DK.
Summoning is complete.
Same, of course, for Happy. Everything is pretty much as always the same opener in on that mirror. Sometimes we see Lich first versus Lich first, sometimes it's Lich versus DL, but in competitive tournaments usually it's DK versus DK, and anytime I see 120 facing Happy, it's always a battle between DKs, so I'm not surprised. The Acolyte is doing some scouting here for Happy, and 120 is wasting some time chasing on the Acolyte actually, so he's gonna finish his creep camp after Happy finishes his own creep camp. Claws for Happy, and Glows or Haste for 120. So I would say the first item is better for Happy, even though the Cloves are good items. Are both, I mean, the Cloves and the Gloves are both good items on the Lich, but the Cloves are slightly better. So lots of skeletons here for Happy. It does have 6 of them, while we only see 4 skeletons for 120. And the Acolyte is still being annoying.
Summoning is complete.
Happy is proceeding to creep the Goblin Merchant here, so to get this camp together with the Turtles plus the Goblin Merchant should give him level 3. The same creep route of course for 120, but just everything a little bit slower for 120 in this game. So he's doing the same thing as Happy, but he's doing them a little bit slower. And the items are better for Happy, I would say. He even got the Gauntlet of Strength on the DK. Obviously the DK is a strength hero, so it benefits greatly from this item. As you can see, Happy, his DK already has 31, from 31 to 41 base damage plus 9 because of the Claws. While 1-0 only 28 from 28 to 38, and that's because it's not level 3 yet. I wanted to see actually how much damage additional damage gloves the Gauntlets of Strength grant to the DK, but because 1-0 is still only level 2, it's hard to calculate that. I can't calculate that right now. Finally 1-0 gets his level 3, and as you can see, okay, so the base damage stays the same, it's just the bonus damage that increases. While I think tomes, I believe, increase your base stats here, while the items only give you a plus something. It's kind of different, the way they work. So tier 3 tech for 120, but again, Happy is faster. Just a few seconds, but it's still faster. Oh, by 120 is creeping the red here. So this is the first advantage that actually 120 gets. In this game, the problem is that the item is really disappointing, only getting the Medallion of Courage, which is one of the worst items you can get at the camp. And in the meanwhile, Happy got the item here. And he got an amazing item, he got the Pendant of Energy. So this is something I want to remember when I play on ladder. That camp that I always tend to creep later on, because obviously I prioritize the reds, which are way more important on this map. But that camp very often gives you the Pendant of Energy, so it's an important camp to creep. Lich is level 2 for 120, but it's also level 2 for Happy. And again, the items for Happy are just better in this game. He got the Greater Healing, which is certainly better than the Wand of Mana Stealing.
Summoning is complete.
But 120 is gonna be able to finish this red camp, so he's gonna get the entire experience from this middle red camp. That gives a lot of experience. Tier 3 is almost finished, but Happy already does have the orb. So Happy basically is getting the items. Oh, and he gets the Claws of Attack +9. So Happy got both of the gold mines here. The top left and bottom right. 120 got the middle. So it's gonna be about who gets the red camps. But this Lich for Happy is scary already. +20 damage. That's just such a huge advantage. No damage items on 120 Lich is basically unwinnable, I think, for 120. Look at this damage. This is a TP forced purely because of the Lich damage. If he didn't have the gloves, I'm pretty sure that 120 would have been in time to coil the Lich. But the damage was just insane, +20. Level 3 though for 120 on the Lich. Still only level 2 for Happy, but this red camp is gonna give him level 3. And now Happy in the solid lead in this game, because he got the better items. And he forced 120 back, which means that Happy got the red spot, and now he's gonna try and get the other red spot. And I think 120 should have immediately gone for the red camp instead of creeping his gold mine, but he wasn't aware that the item was gone already. So now he's gonna try to creep, but he's gonna get creep jacked by Happy. So actually I don't see Happy really outplaying 120 in this game. What I see is just better item luck, resulting in a better engagement, and now it seems like he's outplaying him, but this is simply the consequence of Happy getting double claws. Because 120 did a good job taking the red camp in the middle, but there's just no way that 120 can take a fight here and win it due to the incredible advantage that this Lich with +20 damage provides. While 120 only has +9 Lich. So we now have 45 supply for 120, still the supply advantage, interestingly. So he's actually trading pretty well, considering the disadvantage that he's got. And gets one more Fiend, 120 does. And gets one more Fiend. Very nice micro here by 120. Keeping it up with this insane Lich that Happy has. And Happy doesn't have a lot of Fiend, it's even expanding in his face. But the expo gets cancelled, of course. Dark Ranger now for both of the players. Level 4 for Happy on the DK. Still only level 3 and far away from level 4 for 120. That's a big advantage that Happy now has with the level 2 aura. But 120 is really doing a good job focusing those fiends of Happy. Happy only does have 2 fiends, but he's gonna be able to kill the Dark Ranger again with this Lich that's just out of control, just insane damage from this Lich. And even morphing 1 destroyers against 3 fiends, that's so interesting because seems like a super weird choice, but there's no web. Actually there's no web, and so this destroyer is doing some damage. I'm not sure why undeads just don't go web by default, since it's not like a super expensive upgrade, and there's always the potential for the other undead to morph some destroyers, especially Happy, which seems to be like obsessed about destroyers. It's always making destroyers in pretty much every game, so it's kind of predictable he's gonna try and morph some destroyers, so I think it's of value to just go for web by default. You can see that 120 is just now researching for the web upgrade. But now he lost his supply advantage, and now it's 49 for Happy, 45 only for 120, with hero levels in favor of Happy. But the Red Drake maybe is going to go to 120, however it takes ages, I know it from Leather, to kill this Red Drake. It's such a nasty camp to take because the other creeps do insane damage, and I believe Happy stole it. Happy actually stole the Red Drake with the Nova. This is so bad for 120, it can get the item, but the item actually sucks. Boots of Quel'Thalas, which is not what he wants. Of course, oh, actually it doesn't really suck for undead, because they have Dark Ranger. So now it's plus 6 damage and plus 1.8 armor on the Dark Ranger, because Dark Ranger is an agility hero, so for undead, Boots of Quel'Thalas is not that bad actually. And again, 120 is expanding, but of course Happy is already expanding as well, and he's already mining from the expo, so... and he's massing units.
Summoning is...
so it's extremely hard this game now for 120. I don't think that this camp will be level 4 without the Drake.
forces are under attack.
And Happy will be contesting it. 14 food of advantage for Happy. 2-0 on the Fiends, only 1-0 for Happy. Basically, for 120, basically 120 doesn't have a single advantage in this game. Upgrades are better for Happy, economy is better for Happy, hero levels are better for Happy, and items are better for Happy. Like, there is no way that 120 can win this game.
Research complete.
Only a hero kill, like killing the DK and then snowballing from there, could win this game for 120. Because Happy has all the possible advantages in this game. DK is low though, needs to be careful, but it's gonna be micro back, and it does have the potion. More and more destroyers are falling for 120. Fiends are finally to 0, but the damage has been dealt. Fiends falls, becomes a skeleton basically. 120 is microing well, but the numbers are just not in his favor, and now we even have anti-magic shell on the DK, so this DK is not going to fall. And 120 doesn't even have a Temple of the Dam, because he's so far behind. He's mining finally from the expo. But how does he want to win? Does he want to win without Banshees?
The damned stand ready.
His macro is on point, but he just doesn't have enough units, and Happy is now proceeding to attack the expansion. Doesn't want to give any time to 1 to 0 to stabilize. Keeps pressuring. And at this point it's very easy for Happy to just focus down units with the superior army that he's got. 120 is not killing a single unit anymore, and GG. So the claws basically determining the outcome of this game.